So guys, in this video, I'm going to be talking about the hardest part about Forex trading. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to the struggles and the hard part, like the difficulty that it takes to become consistent and just day-to-day perform. So yeah, I'm going to talk you through the most difficult part for me about trading, the hardest part. And yeah, I hope you guys get value from the video. If you do, please do like, comment and subscribe. It'd help the channel grow, help reach more people that we can help. And yeah, build this community to help everybody. So yeah, let's get into the video. So the hardest part for me, guys, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate, is executing trades. For me, I've spoke about this before, but I fall into the side of more fear. There's fear and greed in the market. Some people are more aggressive, more greedy, want to be involved in trades, are more actively trading low probability setups just so they can get involved in the market. I'm the other way, where I tend to sit on my hands too much. There can be a perfect trade in front of me and I don't execute the trade because I'm worried about it losing, even though I know it's exactly part of my strategy. It's not so bad now. I worked on that and rectified that, but I definitely had that in the past and that was holding me back. And executing trades, it's a difficult one because you can sit and analyze the chart, you can back test your strategy and know exactly what to do, why you're taking the trade, you know the data's in your favor. But when it comes to the live markets, 8 o'clock market open, London open, I see a perfect setup. And I used to talk myself out of it all the time. I used to tell myself, oh, well, this is slightly off, or this is slightly off, or what happens if this loses? I've had 2 losses before, this will be the third, and if I've had 3 losses, now I'm going to be X amount down on my account. And the way you get around this is by obviously having the data to back up your plan, to understand that you know the risks, you know how likely you are to have X amount of drawdown, you know your risk, you have risk reward on your favor. So for example, what helped me is I know that each trade that I win 2 to 1. So if I have 4 losses in a row, I need 2 winners to get back to break even. So that gives me confidence just to execute the trade, and also just be confident in my plan. I know I've got the data, I know I understand the likelihood of me winning, and you just have to have confidence and don't talk yourself out of trades. Just whatever happens, the outcome of that trade doesn't matter. If I take the trade and it wins, or I take the trade and it loses, if it was a perfect trade and it's fitted my plan to a T, that's a winner as soon as I've executed the trade. The outcome doesn't matter. And that helped me get around that. But that was a very difficult and one of the hardest parts for me about trading was executing. Like I said, I know people on the other end of it where they're taking, if I took 5 to 10 trades a month, they were taking 20 to 25 trades a month. So they were taking trades that weren't there, or trades that are very low probability that they shouldn't be taking, or trades that have a lot of negatives going for them. So that was a very difficult part for me, and I'm sure you guys can relate. Some of you might be able to relate to not being able to execute. You sit on your hands too much. You watch the trade go off without you. You talk yourself out of it. Or you see an opportunity, you don't take the trade, and then you just see it run into your favor, and then you sit there and go, wow, I would have made 2% on that, or I would have made this. And it's like, that can be difficult, because then if you took a loss, then the next trade, so then you execute the next trade, and then it loses, you would be up 1%, but now you're down because you didn't take that trade. So that's a difficult thing to get your head around, and you just need to accept that if you have the data in your favor and you understand the probability, you have to have confidence in your plan, confidence in your strategy, and don't rely on the outcome. Don't be happy if it wins or sad if it loses. As soon as you execute the trade and you know it's part of your strategy, that's a winner in your eyes. Another really difficult part about Forex trading, or one of the hardest things I struggled with, was accepting losses. Now, I really struggled with this. Maybe it was an ego thing. Maybe it was a thing that I've always been quite competitive, so losing at anything wasn't nice. I didn't like the feeling of losing. And with trading, even if you have a perfect strategy, you're going to lose. You can't win 100% of the time. You have to be aware that, my strategy currently wins about 55, 57% of the time. So I know, let's say round it to 60%. I know I'm going to lose 4 out of 10 trades, or 40 out of 100 trades. So to accept that loss was difficult, because that means I could have a sequence of losses in a row. I could lose 4, 5, 6 trades in a row. And I struggled to accept those losses because it was difficult for me to accept it, because I felt like a loser. I felt like, oh, I've lost. But actually in trading, it's not about losing doesn't matter. Winning doesn't matter if you know you took the trades that you should have took. So if I took a trade that was exactly to my plan, the outcome of that trade doesn't matter, because I know if I take that trade multiple times, or over a large sample size, I will be up on my money. I could take a trade that wins, that has nothing to do with my plan, it was just luck. And if I took that trade over and over again, I'm going to be down on my account. So it isn't about the outcome of the trade, it's about the process of executing your plan as you know you should, and the outcome doesn't matter. Or it shouldn't matter if you know you have the data behind you to back up, you know, the statistics, and you know you're gonna be winning long term. But the way I got around accepting losses was I just accepted it as an expense. I knew with trading it had very little startup costs. I knew that you know, most businesses, they have quite high costs per month, but with trading it's very little startup costs. You just have a laptop, you know, you need internet, you need some of the broker platform, and maybe some charting software that I use, TradingView. But so I didn't really have many expenses coming out each month. So when I would win a trade, I'd have, say, money coming in, and there wasn't any cost. So I flipped it and thought the losses are going to be my costs. So if I win, let's say for easy numbers, I win 60% of the time. I have 10 trades that month. I win 6, I lose 4. Then I know 6 trades I win, that's my like income, or like the revenue. The losses are my expenses, and then the middle ground, so I win 6, I lose 4, the middle bit is my profit. And that helped me accept that the loss isn't necessarily bad. It's not that I've done anything wrong. I would have done something wrong if I didn't stick to my plan. So that helped me get around the losing aspect. I just saw it as, did I stick to my plan? Yes. What was the outcome? Win, that's fine. Loss, that's fine. And at the end of the month, you tally up how many wins you had, how many losses you had, and then you take the profit as the middle part between the wins and the losses. And that helped me. That really did help me get around losses and not seeing them as a negative. And lastly, one of the hardest parts about trading that I struggled with was letting the winners run. Because obviously I was fearful, as soon as I'd be in a bit of profit and I'd see it run, I would try to take profit off the table, or if I was in profit and it was pulling back against me, I'd look to take profit early. And although you have to have a management plan and you have to be aware of when to take profit, when things are likely to reverse, and manage your risk, if it's gone up in your favor, you don't want to leave everything on the table. I would take profit quicker than I should, and that was a problem, because then it'd ruin my risk reward. Because if I had 3 losses in a row and I'm down 3%, and usually I have a 1 to 2 risk reward, if I was taking my profit at 1% or taking it at 1.5%, I'm leaving 0.5% on the table, and that's just purely out of fear. If there was a management rule that told me to get out of the trade, then 100% I would get out of the trade. But I was just taking profit early because of the numbers on the screen rather than the plan. So the way I got around that was I had a tangible plan that when this happened, I did this. And whatever happened with the trade, I knew the most probable outcome and the most profitable outcome is allowing my management plan to play out. So I come up with tangible rules, stayed disciplined, and whatever happened. I wouldn't trade my P&L. I wouldn't trade how much I'm up or how much I'm down. I would just trade the plan. And I know long term, even if this case I gave back some money to the market, or if I didn't give any money back and I hit my full target, I know if I stick to this plan, it will give me long-term profitable results. So yeah, they're the few of the aspects of my trading that I struggled with, which I found the most difficult and the hardest thing about trading. And there were some examples that I went through. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to them too. And there's some things that helped me, and hopefully you guys have got some good advice from this video if you were struggling with like executing trades or accepting losing, or letting your winners run. If you guys have got value from this video, please do like, comment and subscribe. It would help the channel grow and reach more people. And yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. I'll get back to you. And yeah, thanks for watching the video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.